is where the fun begins.
What's up, guys? My name is Tony, aka Star Wars Sith, and welcome to another episode of Sith Talk, where we talk Star Wars news, rumors, and coming soons. Today we have on the show Hannah from the Raeside Channel. How you doing today, Hannah?
I'm doing so well, mate. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, awesome. All right, so tell us a little bit about your channel, what your channel focuses on, and where they can find you at.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so my channel, The Raeside, is basically based on a variety show that I wanted to create. Basically every week I do a live show where we make something, build something, craft something out of materials, and it's obviously all Star Wars based. So we've done Lego builds, we've painted planets, we've made Star Wars pancakes. It's purely just a variety show of like creative fun, and it's not meant to be super like professional. It's very much like a homemade kind of Star Wars. Star Wars fun for kind of what most fans would do. And it's definitely what I did as a kid, how I kind of just love Star Wars, like to make things, make your own lightsabers and things like that. And that's kind of the basis of the channel. And then I do like reviews and reactions and all the general stuff people do. Yeah.
Got you. Awesome. All right. So I'll put your information down in the description below. That way people can subscribe to you because they should check you out for sure. So I got 3 questions I'm going to ask you. They're very, very tough. The first one is, what is your favorite Star Wars movie out of all the films?
Yes, I love this question. It is immediately The Phantom Menace. I am a big Phantom Menace fan. Yeah, love the nostalgia, love the whole style of the movie. It is definitely number 1. Yeah.
Nice. Not a lot of people go to Phantom like at all.
Right.
But Phantom Menace is epic. It's awesome. Like seeing like young Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, Maul, how R2 came about. Like he was a random droid that survived. Seeing C-3PO be built by little Anakin, like there's a lot of gems in that movie, which is crazy.
Exactly. It's what I love about it. It's like the starter of everything that we see to come in the saga. So I love it's the beginning of everything.
Yeah, and I remember seeing it back in '99 and like noticing like everything, like, oh my God, that's how this started. That's where that person came from. So that's a good one. Mine would have to be just Revenge of the Sith. Like that movie, just the impact. It's For sure. Best. I think that's probably the best made Star Wars movie. I could argue that. Like it's like the cleanest one. It's so good. No, for sure. So then the next question is going to be, what is your favorite Star Wars show? So it could be live action or animated, but what is your top, like, this is it and this is why?
I think, I think I would have to say Clone Wars. I think Clone Wars, it is a tough one though, because I really enjoyed Kenobi. I was a big Kenobi fan. But I think Clone Wars is like the most like 10 out of 10 show for me. I think the character of Ahsoka kind of resonated a lot with me. Kind of my age growing up was very similar to her age. So I very much like related to her kind of experience and wanted to be her and all that kind of stuff. But I'm a big Clone Wars fan. So Clone Wars number 1 for sure.
Yeah, for me it's Clone Wars 2, and it's mainly because season 7, because that final season, just the quality put it over the edge.
Insane.
Now if there wasn't a season 7, if it ended at 6, I would have said Rebels, because Rebels for me had so much in it. There's a lot
underrated.
In Rebels. It is. It really is. Yeah. So now, if Mando keeps going and has like 4, 5, 6 seasons and it keeps getting crazier and crazier, I could see potentially Mando taking the throne for me. But I guess we'll see how long that lasts. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I can see Mando being like one of those ones that kind of turns into Clone Wars, where like we'll end up having like 7 seasons of Mando, and it just kind of keeps going. But I kind of agree with you there. I think the quality of Mando is very like the storytelling is up there for me as well.
Yeah, top notch. All right. So the last question is, who is your favorite Star Wars character?
Oh, this is a painful one. What?
Yeah.
There's too many damn characters. I think I have to go with Princess Leia. I think she's a super complex character, and she's got a lot of facets to her. And there's a lot of content outside of the movies. There's a lot of Leia books I've gotten into. Princess Leia of Alderaan, Bloodline, which both of those books is when she's a teenager, and then when she's a little bit older, post Return of the Jedi. Oh my god, mind blank there. And just her character as a whole, I find so fascinating, and her kind of journey of being this politician, a senatorial, very much what Padme was, but then she does have, she has the Force. She's the son of Anakin's son. She's the daughter of Anakin Skywalker. So she has the Force. Like, that's such a interesting balance. And if I do have to say, I wish that was actually explored more in video media, like in some sort of a show or somewhere. I would love to see her character expanded upon, because I just think there's so much to her that we still haven't seen yet, even though we've gotten a lot of her. But yeah, Princess Leia.
That's awesome. Not a lot of people say Leia, but like that's a really, really good one. Like, you can't go wrong with her, especially like all the OG Carrie Fisher and like the OG trilogy, A New Hope. She's just so snarky, and I love her.
She's got the sass in there.
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah. So for me, it fluctuates usually between 3. It's usually Maul for the most part, because I love Darth Maul. But then it'll bounce between Anakin and Boba Fett. So those are kind of like the ones that I resonate with the most. But Maul,
for sure.
I just remember as a kid back in '99 seeing the trailer and just be blown away. Like, who is this dude? He looks terrifying. And then the dual saber, seeing that for the first time ever, it just blew my mind as a kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely between those. Yeah.
I love it.
So I got some articles we're going to get into in a minute, but I got a funny story on how I found your channel. And,
I love
it's probably like most people's. So I was watching Nerd Theory Monday live, as I usually do on Mondays. And I remember the episode, and like before you got on that episode, you had what, like 400, 500, 600 subs or something like that? Do you remember?
Not I had just over 200. I was about 205. I remember, because I was like counting one by one. I was like,
So I was watching, and then I saw Theory posted the link, and he had a bunch of people on. So I was like, all right, that's cool. And then at one point it froze, and then all that was left was you. And you were like, hello, is it just me here? And you took it over. And like, I'm not gonna lie, before you came on, I was kind of getting a little bored, because it was like a bunch of people and everyone was talking over each other. So when you came on, you just crushed it. And I was like, oh, shoot. So I went right away and I subbed. And I think when I went, I was like number like 300 or 400. And then I was kind of nosy. And then the next day when I woke up, I looked again because I wanted to see what your sub count was at. And you were over 1,000 like the next morning. I was like, holy crap. So what was that like, running a 3 million subscriber show and then like kind of blowing up overnight from 200 to over 1,000 subs?
Yeah, it was a very, very strange, like 24, 36 hour period. And like you said, like that's exactly how it went. Like everyone was trying to get in, and I kind of jumped on, actually not like really expecting to go on. Like I was literally like folding washing as I'm like watching the show, and there's like, oh, come on in, and I'm like, that'd be funny. Imagine if I got on. That's so funny. And then, like you said, like the whole ton of events, like everyone's cut out. Like no, Josh and Thea aren't even there, and it's just me. And it is funny. I went back and watched it myself, and it's like 60 seconds of me just going, is it just me here? Am I live?
Yeah.
Like what is going on? But yeah, I don't know what happened. I think I just kind of clicked into host mode. I think, on my own channel, it is just me doing the live show. So I'm pretty versed in just having the camera and going, hey, let's talk about Star Wars. This is what I think about this, and kind of presenting in that way. So that was very natural to me in that situation. And I honestly don't look at the amount of people watching or who's in their live, because I know, like it can be distracting. So I don't think I really realized like the kind of the weight and the amount of people are like having eyes on me at that moment. But then it really set in afterwards when I hopped offline, and then I I think I texted my brother. I have two other brothers that follow theory as well, and I texted them going, "Guys, I just got a theory somehow," and they're like, "What the hell's happened?" And then I checked the channel, and it climbed, a couple hundred, just like every 10 minutes, a couple more hundred, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" So it was pretty insane. And like I said, I only started the channel back in July last year, and so every 10 new subscribers, I was counting, on my hand, go, oh, this person subscribed. Yeah, I got one more, two more. And, it was the little victories. So then to, be cheering on 5 more subscribers. And then I'm going, how do I cheer on 500 more subscribers? Like my brain was just not computing what was happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a freak of nature. It was just such a fluke. But I take it. I don't believe in luck. I believe in the Force. So hopefully that was the goodwill of the Force helping me there.
that was, and it was so funny when you came on. You were like, "Is it okay if I plug my channel?" And then you just plugged your channel, and that's what
I felt bad for that.
Yeah, no, but it worked, and like that's crazy, and it's funny because they still mention you all the time. Like I don't know if you saw this last Monday the whole show, but I sent them a super chat right at the beginning, and I mentioned that I started my podcast, and I was gonna have you on this week, and they're both like, "Oh, cool." And then they mentioned you like 3 or 4 times more later in the show. Like one point, Josh left because he had to go to the bathroom, and Theory was like, "Where's Hannah when you need her?" Like they were like name dropping you a bunch. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
That is epic. Yeah.
Yeah. But and then I remember when he had the whole bricks and screws thing, he brought you on, and you were on that episode too, and you had like the screws ready to go, and you were kind of showing them and schooling them.
You have screws, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a good time. I mean, it's just interesting connecting with new Star Wars creators, and Theory's pretty well known for being the top dog in the Star Wars content creation. So it's been pretty epic to be like, oh, he knows my name. That's random. I'm just this random, 23-year-old Aussie in the middle of Australia just doing this, and he knows my name. So it's pretty freaky.
That's awesome. So awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So the first article we're gonna get into, I'll bring it up in a second. It's about Celebration. But speaking of Star Wars Celebration, so I know you were at Anaheim. Was that your first celebration, or have you been to a couple?
Yeah, that was my very first celebration. Very, very first. And it was a pretty good first. A lot happened. There was a lot to see at it.
Were you there for all 4 days?
Yes, all 4 days.
All 4 days. And did you get into all the major panels?
I would say the major ones. Like I was in the opening ceremony one, and I think that was linked with the Mandoverse one. If I remember correctly,
the Lucas panel showcase on the first day.
Yeah, that one. So that was the same show, wasn't it?
Yeah, that panel, I almost cried like 4 times because
I did cry 4 times.
Yeah. So like when they came out and they had Duel of the Fates, they were playing that live. Like that's my favorite song. And then when Hayden and Hewan came out on stage and invited us back I was blown away. And then I didn't expect the stage to rotate and John Williams to pop up and play us a couple songs.
Yeah,
like that was,
and then Harrison comes out.
Yeah, like that's the grumpiest man when it comes to Star Wars, and he just strolls out for John Williams. Yeah. Like that was like
freaky.
I've never seen a panel that crazy, but like for you to experience that for your first
first celebration, first like time in an auditorium like this, like seeing something like this, it was just like all these major things happening, and I was like, oh my god, it was so overwhelming in a great way.
So what'd you think about the overall your whole time there for those 4 days?
Yeah, it was just it's what you see people talk about it as. It is just such an overwhelmingly joyful experience just to be immersed like that into Star Wars. Like I've been to a few conventions, like comic conventions here in Sydney, and that's good, and you'll see the Stormtrooper and you'll see a Darth Vader, and that's fun. But to be in a place where I don't even know how many people are there, like 10,000 people, I don't know.
More than that,
the amount of people was just so overwhelming in a great way of just and everyone's dressed up. Most people are dressed up in cosplay, and if you're not in cosplay, you're just decked out with your Star Wars shirts and hats and everything. And it was just such a warm environment of like wow, I can just be the total utter nerd I want to be right now, and just like nerd out, talk about Star Wars and look at everything and have fun with it. So yeah, that was pretty much just my whole experience, the 4 days, just walking around with my mouth open, just going, oh my, this is epic. Yeah.
So that's the third one that I went to. My first one I went to was 2017 in Orlando, and I only went for 2 days because I figured, 2 days would be enough. But like after the 2 days, I was like, wow, that was not enough. So me and my buddy, Chicago was 2019. We got the 5-day pass, so we went to Chicago. That was amazing out there. And then for Anaheim, we got the 4-day pass right away. So he's actually coming with me too. We're going to London, so we have the 4-day pass for out there. So so excited for that. Oh,
that it should be a pretty good celebration, I think, because if I had to guess anything for the celebration, I feel like we're gonna get a lot of Ahsoka content, if not an Ahsoka trailer. And same with Skeleton Crew. Like, there's kind of been odd rumors that, like, or pretty good rumors that both have kind of wrapped their production and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, yeah, we're ready for a trailer. I think that's where we'll be getting those and things like that.
Yeah, I think for sure we'll get an Ahsoka panel and a trailer and a release date because it's dropping this year.
Yeah, right?
And then
we still don't know when.
Yep. And then Skeleton Crew will probably get a panel, but the other panel that's for sure is the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. So I'm hoping Mark Hamill is out there because I want to get a picture with him. I'll probably cry. I'll probably cry if I see that man and get a photo with him. Like that, he just means so much. Like it's Mark Hamill. Like,
I feel like that's just the sentence to sum it up. It's Mark Hamill. It's like it's Mark Hamill. Like you just can't describe it. It's just like it's him.
It's him. Yeah. So the first article I have is actually about London Celebration. So I don't know if you saw they announced the first wave of guests that are going to be there.
Yes. And it's a pretty a lot of them I think are like, oh yeah, these people like expected, I feel.
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah. So we got Anthony Daniels, which this man is at everyone consistently, like, and he has so much. He has so much fun. Were you there for the Attack of the Clones panel at Anaheim?
I wasn't. I missed that one. I missed that one.
So that one was great because he was just so funny and telling us behind the scenes stuff, and like a lot of like he always has funny, great stories. It's like really amazing. So looking forward to him.
Great guy.
Then we got Ahsoka. She's
amazing.
She's always there. Yeah. So she'll be there, which is great. Hopefully they give her more work, man, because she's just so awesome. I'm glad they did Tales of the Jedi just to be able to hear her again. Did you hear the one rumor for the Ahsoka show that the flashback, how supposedly there's going to be a younger Ahsoka? You've heard that rumors about that, right?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Now, another rumor I heard, and I don't know how true it is. It's probably not true, but I just heard it and I kind of want it to happen, and it makes sense, is that the Ashley Eckstein might voice the young Ahsoka in the flashback.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Like I'm fascinated to see how well they can like kind of line that up and actually do it, because I forget the name, but there is a rumored actress to be playing the young Ahsoka who looks physically like the structure of Ahsoka. It's like,
yeah. I think she's the actress that was in House of the Dragon, one of the younger girls from House of the Dragon.
Yeah, the young ones.
Yeah.
So but Ashley's voice is just obviously iconic. It is the sound of Ahsoka for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I would love her to come back and do a bit of voice. I guess that's still voiceover work, hey? Yeah.
It is, yeah. Because they've done it before, like in Solo with Maul, it was Sam Witwer's voice, but that was Ray Park's body in that hologram.
That's right. Yeah.
Which,
so it's clearly something they're versed in and able to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got good old Snips, and then of course Anakin's there, Matt Lancer. So that's awesome too. Like he goes to all of them as well, which is great.
He's a great guy. I wouldn't mind if he ever played a live action Anakin, to be honest. Like, I feel like that's a spicy take because I love Hayden Christensen so much. But I don't know. Maybe in like 10 years' time, I feel like he could play a cool young Anakin or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I wouldn't mind that. And then we got D. Bradley Baker. So you were in that panel for this Bad Batch, right?
Yeah, that was great. He's a great guy. And he I think did you film that? Did you film that? The readings of it when they read a part of the script. Him and Michelle Ang as Amiga was just mind blowing. And it's just like it's like the fact that he does all the clones, but then to see him switch between like he's speaking as Hunter, then Tech, then Wrecker, and then Echo. It's like, okay, wow, this all these voices is from one man. It's crazy. It's so crazy.
It blew my mind to see that, to be in the room and see that. Like, it, but like seeing is believing. And like even when I posted that video, so many people were like, it's one guy. Like they were in all, if you read the comments, they're just shocked. Like,
really? I should read that.
He's all the clones. I was like, yeah, he does all of it. He's every single clone ever, which is wild. But
yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's good that he's going. I'm glad that I hope he gets some good Bad Batch love over there. That'll be cool.
Yeah, no, for sure. Then we got Giancarlo Esposito.
This guy, he is such a great ambassador for Star Wars, might I say. He's just out there. He's been out there ever since the start of Mando, just being like, Star Wars is great. Get amongst it. Like, what a great guy.
And he's just great in everything he does. So he's in a lot of stuff. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, The Boys. This man is putting in work, and he just dropped a new show on Netflix, Kaleidoscope. And that was really good too. So like everything he does.
Yeah,
he's in that. So he's great. I met him in Anaheim and I took a picture and I had a Breaking Bad t-shirt on and a Walter White missing sign from the show, and I had him hold it. And he gave like the death stare of Gustavo Fring. It was so funny. But yeah, he's an awesome guy. Yeah, he's an awesome guy. And then, we got little Vivian Blair. Yeah.
Stunning. Oh yeah, she's wonderful. And I think I really hope, and I haven't seen too many negative things, to be honest, so far, but I hope she gets a great reception, because Star Wars doesn't have a great history of how well their child actors go after the Star Wars movies. So I hope this is a little different.
Yeah, I think so. So you were at the red carpet Kenobi premiere, right?
Yeah.
Celebration.
Yeah.
So when she came out on stage, she was so happy.
Wow.
And she's
people went nuts for her. Like she was almost like above like Anakin and like Hayden and Ewan coming out. Like she was almost above that. Like people just went nuts for her. It was amazing.
We didn't expect to see her. She was the last one. She just ran out so little and ran to, I think, like Ewan, and gave him like a big hug on stage.
Yeah.
But how awesome is that for her, being a young actress and getting to go to all these conventions? She's gonna get to go hang out in London. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah. Like what? Like I just can't imagine at that age, like trying to process what's happening.
Yeah,
like
it's a lot.
Thinking of like, as a 10-year-old kid, you're like, what is going on? But it'll be amazing. And I think she's gotten so much love, and deservedly so.
Yeah. And then we got Indira Varma.
Oh yeah.
So Tala, so she's gonna be there, which is cool. I love her because she's done a lot of great stuff. She was in Game of Thrones, and then she's just in a lot of random stuff that you don't realize till you rewatch it, and then you see her. Like, I was watching an episode of Law and Order the other day, an old episode, and she was on there.
No way.
Yeah. So
she was cool. I actually wish they didn't kill her, to be honest. I wish she was kind of stuck around in the Star Wars universe a little bit. But she seems super nice and super cool. This is a good addition.
And then so that's the last one so far.
Right.
So it's not bad. Yeah, not bad for a start. But they're gonna save like the big boys for last, which they always do. Like, I remember Ewan was literally the very last one, and it was like 2-3 weeks before Celebration that they announced it. So I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, sit back and wait.
All right, so next I got this Thrawn article. So I know you just did a theory about Thrawn and Moff Gideon and how they probably know each other, which I'm on that same page, and I think you're right. And we kind of have to see it. I mean, it only makes sense in Mando season 3. Like, who does Moff work for? They mentioned Thrawn in that Ahsoka episode. Like, he has to be under him. Like, he has to.
And my thinking is like, that's like, there's like all the in-universe reasons, but like the out-of-universe reason to me as well is that they will want to be pumping all the people watching Mando to go watch Ahsoka. So I think they might actually like introduce Thrawn and like we actually see him at the end of the season or somewhere where we actually meet him and people get really intrigued and go, oh, who's this Thrawn guy? And kind of backdoor, hey, if you want to know more, like watch Ahsoka. But yeah, like for sure, like that video I did, I was like, they will absolutely know each other, and I think I have like 70% he'll show up in this season.
Yeah, I think he might too. Like, I think so. Or at the very least, we'll see like his white uniform. They'll pan down. You'll see his white uniform. Then you'll see like a blue hand, and right away you'll know it's Thrawn. So it might be like a
good reveal.
tease. Yeah, because everyone's gonna like, if you know, that's Thrawn. So
yeah, for sure.
So it was like kind of rumored for the longest that Lars Nicholson, who's the voice actor of Thrawn and Rebels, was going to play him in live action, but it wasn't like officially confirmed. But in this article, I guess they kind of asked him recently if he was going to be it, and what he said was, "I'm aware of that. Yes, well, I haven't had the offer, but yeah, sure, like he would play Thrawn." So do you think he is just playing coy because, like, he can't say? Kind of like, remember Qui-Gon before Kenobi? Liam Neeson? He was like, yeah, they didn't call me. And then we see him at the end, and I almost cried seeing him at the end of Kenobi.
Yeah, for sure. It's really tough these days because it really is 50-50. Like when an actor comes out and says something like that, it's either like it's absolutely truth. They really haven't been contacted or nothing's really happening with them at all. And it's like, okay, that we can cut them out of it. Or the other 50% is, just like what you said, he's like so perfectly covering up the fact that he's in it and it's him. So it's like, okay, which is it going to be? It's like such a 50-50 split. Of what it could be. But I can see it not being Lars. I can see them recasting that maybe to someone that has a better, facial structure or something. Because Thrawn's very specific looking, as much as he is blue, but just his height and his facial shape. So it could be someone else. It could be, really. And I think that might be okay.
Yeah, I think it'd be fine. Like if they do it, it'll be okay. But if it is him, I'm just gonna appreciate that so much more. Just like how Bo-Katan is the same actress.
Oh,
like you just close your eyes and you could picture both of them, the animated and the live action, because it's her. So hopefully we get that with Thrawn. But I guess maybe at Celebration we'll see. Maybe he'll walk out on stage at the Ahsoka panel, and just everyone will go nuts.
That would be a great reveal, I think, actually, because I think it's for like the broader, like, casual fans that they don't know too much about Thrawn or, anything about his character. But for the deeper fans that will be at Celebration, I think, if Lars Mikkelsen came out on stage, like everyone knows who that guy is and will be like, oh my God, it's happening. Yeah.
Yeah. So
for sure.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. All right. So the next one I got, I think you'll like this one a lot. So more little like snippets. I guess they interviewed like Ewan McGregor recently, and I think he kind of mentioned the same thing that he's been saying, that that he'd be happy to do it again. He'd be happy to work with Hayden. I hope we get a chance to do it. So that's at least like the second or third interview where he said that. So what do you think about a Kenobi season 2? And I know you mentioned you like Kenobi a lot.
Yeah, I'm a big Kenobi fan. I think, like, I have my criticisms of it. There was some, like, kind of production things I thought they could have done better. But overall, I really loved the whole premise, and I like the way they portrayed Ewan and Kenobi, and kind of his character arc. But I think there's still more to the story. I think there's stuff with Qui-Gon we could actually explore, and things with the Force Ghosts, and have a very Force-centric show. I think I mentioned this somewhere on some podcast, but talking about how, Andor was very explicitly like, oh, we're not going to touch on the Force at all. We're not talking about Jedi. It's like this whole other different type of story. Yep. I feel like Kenobi season 2 could be a very, like, the flip of that, being like, this is a really Force-centric story and explores, like, Kenobi trying to learn how to, meditate deeper in the Force to understand how to be a Force ghost and all these kind of deep Star Wars Force things. So yeah, I would be super, super keen for a season 2. I think there's more story to tell.
Yeah, me too. Like, I would love to see him and Qui-Gon training. Like, that just would be so amazing, so epic. But like, it just would worry me a little if they like kind of just included extra things we didn't want to see. I like the show overall, but like there's just a couple things. One thing was kind of like the music. Like it kind of was like a bait and switch when the first trailer that drops, you have Duel of the Fates, and I was so hyped to hear it, but then the whole show, there's none of those songs, nothing like that. And like in Tales of the Jedi, that episode with Yaddle, like that song when they were fighting was a new song, but it kind of sounded like Duel of the Fates. It kind of sounded like Battle of the Heroes. It was a mix. Like it would have been nice to get stuff like that. And the whole thing with Reva, I didn't mind her, but I think I would prefer her in like another show, only because that's just me being selfish, because I want more Hayden and Ewan. I want more screen time with them. And I also don't understand how she got stabbed twice and is alive and survived and knows that Luke is Anakin's son. Like that just like it just little things like that irk me a little bit.
I totally agree with you. I think specifically speaking of Reva, is that the thing about Reva I really love is that her whole character arc and character concept was really well set up. But my issue with it is similar to what you've said here, is that I didn't really feel her place in the story fitted really well. Kind of it overshadowed a little bit of what Kenobi was doing. I think the finale was so fantastic, and his confrontation with Anakin was just so moving. It was some of the most moving Star Wars I've seen. And I didn't enjoy, like, I was so wrapped up in the moment, seeing what the dialogue was and hearing what's happening, and then we like cut to Reva like running in the desert. For me, that took away. Yeah.
No, for sure. And like when I watched that back, I watched just YouTube cuts where people edit it, where it's just that the Vader and Obi-Wan nonstop, and they cut out the Reva stuff, so it just flows smoother. And there's a couple where they add in Duel of the Fates or Battle of the Heroes, so it's kind of epic if you watch those cuts on YouTube. Yeah, it's real fun, super fun.
It's amazing. I got to check that out, because that's like that annoys me. So I'm gonna go look at that, because that would be insane.
Yeah, because like I remember watching it live, and I was so into it, but then it would cut to her fighting Ben and Aunt Beru and chasing Luke. Like I don't want to see that. I want to see this. This is the most epic like meetup that we're gonna get in a long time, and just that dialogue, and just when his mask cut open and his voice changed between Anakin and Vader. That was just beautiful. So I don't know if they do another one, I'll watch it. I just hope they learn from the feedback from the first one.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So up next, Mando trailer. So I'm sure you saw that Mando trailer that just dropped. It shattered like tons of crazy records. I think it was like 84 or like 85 million views in 24 hours. Something 83.5 million views in its first 24 hours. I think Kenobi had the record before that at like 56 million. So this one destroyed it. How did you feel after watching that trailer?
Yeah, the past couple trailers of the past few shows we've gotten, I've been a little bit disappointed, but this one I really love. I actually really enjoyed this trailer. I think because season 2 of Mando's trailer was, they could barely show us anything because most of the show was massive cameos coming in. So it was really only like him flying the Razor Crest like around that ice planet. Like that was mainly that season 2 trailer. So this trailer I found much more enjoyable because we just saw a lot more things. We saw, okay, but there's going to be other Mandos involved. There's going to be different types of Mandalorian clans and things. We're going to Mandalore. We've seen like Mandalore twice now in the teaser trailer as well. And, you know, the armor is back in it. You know, Grogu has some more powers. Like, I just feel like we got so much more from this trailer, and I really enjoyed the speed of it. It was very action-packed.
No, it was. It was great. So I enjoyed it a lot. The one before it, we kind of saw. Were you in the Mando Plus panel in Anaheim?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So like the first 2 trailers that dropped like after that, we already saw it. So like it wasn't as enjoyable for us because we saw it already, but this one was all new and different. So that was great. That what blew my mind was just how they showed an Order 66 scene in the trailer. Like you would think that that's such a big deal. They would say that as a surprise in the show. That goes to show that whatever they have in the show is going to blow that out of the water, which is nuts.
Yeah, it's going to be beyond that, more than that. So it's a good tease.
Yeah,
it's a good tease.
and like it's funny seeing everyone's theory because I have a million theories on who's behind that door, and like I mean, more than likely it should be Anakin or the 501st because that hologram from Revenge of the Sith, if you rewatch it, it looks legit like all those Jedis that were in there that he fights So that'd be insane if it was Hayden and we got to see him like chopping those Jedis up. But like a crazy one that I kind of had in my mind, and then one of the guys on New Rockstars had, and on Monday, Theory said it like kind of jokingly, but kind of serious, and it kind of makes sense, is what if that's Darth Maul?
Oh yeah, he's still alive.
So think about it. So right now, that's when at the end of Clone Wars season 7, he took the ship, escaped from Ahsoka, right? So he has a ship.
Oh, dude,
He has the Darksaber still. So that light that's breaking the door, it's not any color. That could be the Darksaber. And he is so mad at Palps for killing his brother Savage. And maybe he knows that, you know, Palps wants Grogu to clone for something. Maybe he's like, I'm going to take him and use him to get back at Palpatine. I mean, that's kind of a wild theory, but like, it's possible.
Yeah, it's a wild theory, but I'm kind of down for it. That's kind of cool. I like that. I like that story because, like you said, I think Maul has it's got a lot of reason. Like you could easily come up with a very logical reason why he went back to Coruscant and got involved, took Grogu, or was there for it. And you know what? It actually also still ties in to Mandalorian very much being the Darksaber, and I think they're gonna have a lot more lore on the Darksaber and the meaning of it, especially because we're kind of talking about who's gonna rule Mandalore. You know, maybe they'll do not just a flashback for Grogu, but flashbacks of the Darksaber and who the journey it's kind of been on, as if it was like its own character. But yeah, no, I like that theory. It's wild, but anything can happen.
Yeah, I would. Oh, and it just would be hilarious to me to see all the merchandise released later with Darth Maul holding baby Grogu. Like it just would be so funny. Such an evil, sinister looking guy and little baby Yoda, like
cute little green.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see, but they probably won't show that scene until deep into the show.
Yeah.
And I don't know. If I see Filoni over there at a celebration, I'm gonna be like, bro, is it Maul? You could tell me. Like, let me know, please. Please.
Just yeah. It's all right. You can tell me. Come on. Oh, I love it.
So, all right, let me see what we got next. So yeah, Mando is gonna be a banger. The whole month of March is a very intense month. So
it is full on. It is full on for us creators to cover.
The month of March is very packed. We have 5 episodes of Mando. We have, I think, 5 episodes of Bad Batch, including the finale. we have Jedi Survivor, and I want to say there's something else Star Wars-ish in March. Something else, but March is a heavy month.
Yeah, it's super packed, and because we also had, when does that book for Before Survivor comes out? There's a
It's
book.
March 9th. March 9th.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
week
that's
before
coming
the
out as
game.
well. So,
Yeah.
oh, jeez. Yeah, they're cranking it out. March is the big month, which is interesting because celebrations in April. I thought maybe
Yeah.
they would have amped it up for April, but yeah, but March is going to be a great month. It's going to be. I feel like we're going to be very satisfied as Star Wars fans that month.
I was kind of being selfish, and I was hoping that Mando would premiere in April, like in
Yeah.
London. So I was kind of hoping it kind of would have been like the Kenobi thing, like a red carpet Mando premiere in London. But I mean, it's fine. We'll get it March for everybody, I suppose.
But I actually agree with you there. I think I was super surprised that they didn't actually push it back. So then, Bad Batch could have its finale on its own.
Yeah.
And then yeah, premiere Mando in Celebration. That was very
Yeah,
successful for Kenobi. Yeah.
that's so weird because whenever the Bad Batch finale airs, I'm gonna watch Mando first because like I want to see who we're gonna
Right?
see, and then I'll go to Bad Batch. But it's not gonna be as like meaningful. Like I'm not gonna wake up, Bad Batch finale. Like I'm gonna wake up
Mm.
Mando first, then Bad Batch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure.
I guess we'll see. So I saw this. I think this news dropped earlier today or yesterday, but that Ubisoft open world Star Wars game that they're doing, they just
Mm.
hired the Battlefront 2 creative director. So that could be very, very
Ooh.
good because maybe all their ideas from Battlefront 3, that the game that never was made, he'll incorporate in this open world game that's supposed to be massive. So what are your
Mm.
thoughts on that?
Oh, I think that's fantastic news. Obviously, the new Battlefronts did very well, and people are still going, hey, we need Battlefront 3. So hopefully this is
Yeah.
just an expansion of that. And yeah, the whole premise of just an open world Star Wars universe is just like amazing. Amazing.
I know, I know. I hope it's like truly open world and you could be or do whatever you want. Like you could be a Mandalorian, you could be a moisture farmer, you could be a smuggler. Like I would have endless fun doing a game
Mm,
like that. So
yeah.
yeah, I guess we'll see.
It's very good news that they brought him on, actually. That is very
Yeah.
positive news. Yeah.
No, it is for sure. So the last part I got for the show is just showing some new like collectibles and stuff
Mm,
that'll be releasing somewhat soon. So before I show
yes.
that, what kind of Star Wars collectibles are you into? Like the Funko stuff,
Hmm.
the Hasbro stuff, the vintage collection stuff. What's your Star Wars fix?
Yeah, it's a super good question. I think I'm a lot more like kind of sentimental with what it is. Like I do have a few Funkos
Yeah,
and I collect my Legos that I like, but it's like I have to have some like deep relationship with it.
connection.
Like my
Yeah.
favorite piece is this like Lego Jedi Starfighter from Plo Koon, and I got it for my like 11th birthday, and it's the
Oh
first
wow.
piece of Star Wars Lego I've ever owned. And like it's not like the greatest thing in the world, but it's like that sentimental thing of
It's
like, oh,
meaning,
this was
yeah.
like my first Star Wars Lego thing. So I mean, I'm pretty into the Star Wars Lego scene. I feel like that if yeah, to put an answer to it, it would be Star Wars Lego. I think I have a lot of. Yeah.
So that is actually perfect because the three things we're gonna look at are new Lego releases.
Yes, let's
So
go. Let's go.
first one is Captain Rex
Just where's my
helmet.
money? Just
Yeah,
I have all my money. It's perfect. It's so good. I'm gonna eat this up. I'm gonna get it. I'm already gonna pre-order it. I think is it open for pre-order?
it's open for pre-order now on
Yeah,
Amazon.
yeah.
And like I think from Lego site, it actually releases March 1st. So there's three of
Right.
them that released, yeah, on March 1st. So another thing in the month of March to look forward to.
So,
Yeah.
so much happening.
Yep.
Oh.
So the first one is Captain Rex. The next one is the boy Commander Cody. And like I
Da-da-da. I've
believe
got
that's
the
that's phase one. That's phase one,
yeah.
Cody.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
is
they went old
interesting that they
school.
went with that. Yeah. But
Yeah.
he looks good. He looks so good
Yeah.
there.
So same thing with
Mm.
that. It drops March 1st. And then the last one is pretty cool too. Bausch Leia.
Yeah,
for the
I would
40th
never have picked
anniversary.
this. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So good.
So all those are dropping in March. So I'll probably head to the Lego store that morning right after I watch the first episode of Mando. And I'm definitely gonna grab Cody and Rex like right away. Like it's just so cool.
They look so good. They look so good. Yeah, again, that March 1st is gonna be what a bang to that month. That was gonna what a day. It's gonna be a busy day for Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
Oh, but very,
for
very
sure.
cool.
So that's the last thing that I have. So what can we expect next from you on your channel that we could look forward to?
Yeah, for sure. Well, pretty much I'm just amping up ready for Mando. The live streams every week, I think we're going to talk more predictions. I've started like the video we mentioned before. I've started a little bit of like a mini Mando Mondays where every Monday I drop a kind of a prediction video of what's going to happen, what are we going to see. But yeah, currently I'm reading through the visual not visual diaries, what are they called? Visual dictionaries of all the prequels at the moment. Which is super fun, and I'm doing that live. And I can't ever tell those books are half canon and half not canon, but it's actually super entertaining. Kind of this far on from the prequels, and going through those visual dictionaries and seeing all the little facts and details they had in there. But yeah, we started with the Phantom Menace last week, and that was super fun. This week a couple of days ago, and it was super fun. So yeah, I'm gonna be continuing with that on the channel. It's gonna be super fun.
Nice. All right. So, guys, I'm going to put Hannah's information in the description below. Be sure to subscribe and check her out. And that's going to be it for this episode of Sith Talk. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.